What a cliffhanger! What a cliffhanger! What a cliffhanger! Not a fan of that cliffhanger. Like, the ending of this week's episode of Gate gives us a cliffhanger when it was getting really good. Like, this episode felt like it was 5 minutes to me. It really did. Like, I sat down, and I'm like, the episode's already over. When it got to the ending song, I'm like, bro, that fucking sucks. That sucks, because I was really getting into this episode. In terms of enjoyability, I think this was the best episode yet. Now, Gate, okay? Gate, I have to say, with this week's episode, I'm liking seeing where the series is going, because from what we could see, is that the main male character is being very sneaky with the way he is going about things. For instance, in his mind, when he goes to this village, this town that's being raided by bandits, or the aftermath of the armies that got decimated at the hilltop thanks to Japan's army, well, you have it to where he goes to this village that's getting raided, and he goes to help them. And in the act of this, he reveals why he wants to help this village. For one thing, the obvious matter is that he doesn't want the townspeople to get hurt, and he wants to save them. He doesn't want none of them to die. That's kind of obvious. Okay, so we got that. But then there's a little extra added meaning to it that's kind of hidden behind the scenes. The main male character doesn't want the princess to view them as an enemy. For instance, if the princess views them as an enemy, we know what is going to happen, because that would mean that she, and maybe even her country, will be destroyed. And that is kind of what I think that hinted at. It goes to show you that our main male character, even though at first glance, in the first episode, he seemed like he was just an otaku, as the episodes progress, he becomes more of this hardened military leader. That's how he looks. And this is a thing I want to actually bring up. Is it just me, or does it feel like the way the character's mentality is, like his perspective of the way he looks at things, it just seems to be very different compared to how he looked at things in the first episode? Like, I know this is probably different from the light novel and manga, I know. I'm talking about in anime terms, because I'm an anime only. In terms of anime, it feels like the main male character swapped his personality like a dime after the first episode we saw when he was an otaku caring more about the convention than human lives, and then episode 2 and onward, it's like he's a completely different character. So, I don't know what really happened to change his mentality this much, but I like his character, I really do. It's so weird how his character was, like, completely different in the first episode compared to how it is now. I don't know how to really take that, but this episode, though, pretty kick-ass. Yeah, it was a pretty kick-ass episode for many different reasons. I mean, it wasn't just the point to where the hidden meaning behind why he wanted to save the townspeople, but it was also getting to see the gradual build-up of how this army, this force that the Japanese government has, is so fucking powerful. People are just questioning, like, are they really on our side? Can they, really take out a fire dragon? And I mean, you gotta go figure, if those mercenaries that are attacking the town see, the group, our side, the Japanese government pop up into this town, they're gonna be like, oh shit, run, they're gonna kill us all. And I mean, I think that would be the normal reaction, because if your entire army, like, 100,000 or so got destroyed by, like, maybe 100 people, I think you would kind of just back off and be scared. And that's kind of what the Japanese government has done. They're, initiating fear in everybody around them because they can wipe out armies, these full-scale armies, with just a handful of men, which, that's scary. That's really scary. But yeah, I mean, this week's episode of Gate, though, it's mainly setup. Like, it's a setup episode for next week's episode. That's going to have a big battle and get to see how, our group, our main male character, will be going up against these mercenaries and taking them out. Let's see if he can do it and what type of command and leadership he will be giving our characters in next week's episode. Overall, though, the episode, in terms of animation, it was average. The animation art was pretty average. Nothing amazing or anything. So, yeah, it was just average animation art. Music-wise, some reason, I don't really notice the music much when I sit down and watch the series. That's kind of odd, but I don't really notice the music much when I do watch the series, besides the opening and ending song, of course, because they pop up in my face, and I'm like, fuck, the episode's over. So, that kind of sucks. So, yeah, I mean, plus a couple points to this week's episode of Gate for entertaining me so much and not even realize 20 minutes passed. So, yeah, that's a good episode right there. So tell me your thoughts, comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. How do you all feel about that characterization of the princess? Do you feel like she's going to become a valuable asset in the future? Do you feel like she's going to become a harem romantic choice for our main male character? Let me know in the comments below. Please be safe. Chibi out.